Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I was a little pissed off for a couple of days because some men in this world think that it's okay to combat a woman, and I never wanted to. I didn't have a choice, and I started being trained with boxing, swords, whips, throwing knives, all kinds of every armament that you could possibly think of, I'm experienced in. I even had Chinese stars. When I say this, I'm not just saying it. I'm actually, but for the man that thought he could step in combat, like get in my space and then do a maneuver like a sweep on me, unless you know groundwork or you can do a roundhouse, a tornado kick, or an aerial sweep, you're not even getting close. But just with that, when men are like that, there's something in me that'll take you out, because a woman's strength is meant for her family, not for combat. And the minute you breach that line, you may think I'm just grandma here. Grandma's gonna eat you for lunch. Stop fucking with me. These are my feelings as a woman. And for every other woman out there, and for every child that's ever been beat on, for every man that's ever sat there and got his head slapped in by some man or woman or whatever, that's why I'm like I am, because I've seen too much of this shit in this world. This morning, it was a staged thing. I was on Facebook and there was this one clip that showed a woman being ganked around by a man, and a couple men stepped in, tried to help her, not at the same time, but two separate incidences. But these big motherfuckers eating ice cream cones walked right past her and just kept licking on their ice cream cones. Well, I've been hurt in front of big men, actually, some that had been in the military, and they just sat there and watched it happen. Other times I've saved people, and other people, men and women, just stood around and watched this shit happening. It drives me batty, but I'm so serious. This is why I was so against men competing in women's sports, because they're built bigger. Uh, yeah, some of us are skilled enough to do that combat, but the scars all over my body from being attacked first gives me something inside me. I'm telling you, if you want to bring it on, I tell you where I live every time before I get off here. So I mean, if that's your intent, and you think that there's nothing wrong with that, I invite you to a sparring match. We'll see how wrong that is. I just didn't study judo. That was only my first one for self-defense. But I'm on the offense now. I'm not taking any more of this shit out of people out here on this world. I see another man hurting a woman, and I am gonna jack your fucking soul into another world, or into the nether world, whatever whatever. And like I say, think what you want to think, but there's something in me you don't want to cross, because of just the fact that that's a female that's meant for femininity, and that'll make me cry. You want to hurt my feelings? You want to attack me physically or emotionally and think that that's not a price you're going to pay? I just wanted to be feminine and be left alone. But since I'm not, that's okay. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna show you what you fucking get. I'm not beyond finding you, and I won't sneak attack you. I have honor. Dirty fucking bitches. I'm talking to the men that are like that. If at any time you've ever harmed a woman, you better pray you don't run across me and try that fucking shit with me. I used to watch my brother get beat down till I couldn't stand it anymore, and I stood up for my mother and my brother when I was a little kid, and I started it probably at the age of 9. I got super combative. I wasn't taking it anymore, and I'm still not taking it. So, so that's what's been on my mind the last couple days is somebody that it was in the ether. Granted, it was in the ether, but it's like, let's go on that same note and meeting on that line. That male brain should have never even went there with the female brain. That's a mistake. That's a mistake that people are going to regret. If you don't regret it now, I'll make you fucking regret it. I'm not afraid. Don't you understand? I don't have fear like that. But you do. And I can size you up. You don't know me at all. Not like that, you don't. I keep that in check. And I don't get angry and I don't lose my temper. I use my energy on an even keel, well balanced, like no other. And yeah, I'm fast and I'm strong and I know shit you don't know and you cannot combat me. You'll get hurt. Everybody I am around in my life knows this of me. I'm inviting you to find out. If that's your thing, I'll make it my thing too. So I just want to make that super clear that I have a great it's beyond disdain. I have a fucking hatred for a man that would hurt a woman, you know? And I don't care what anybody says about anything. And women going to war and all these. I mean, I almost did twice. I almost went in the military, the Air Force twice. I took the test and um tested out like for officer position, with electronical and mechanical and science minded things. But the first time my adopted parents wouldn't let me go early and I was still under their care. And I had taken the test. All I had left to do was take my physical and go to boot camp. And the second time I had taken the test, I had a little baby, and my ex had come home with my car keys and no car right before I was going to go. I wasn't leaving my baby alone with that shit. So I think God kind of saved me. But I was going to go in as a conscientious observer anyway. I wasn't into killing other people. But then I had heard so many horror stories of how that couldn't be trusted either. I even knew people that thought that they were just going in for like the medical side of the thing or whatever. and ended up that they were in on the front line in combat, regardless of what they wanted, you know. So yeah, got my FU University shirt on, but yeah. So I mean, I can get along with anybody, but if you got in the back of your mind a seated hatred towards women and you think you want to take it out on the biggest heart in the world, it's you're going to be your biggest mistake. That goes for anybody. I've never really had to fight a woman. That's not really something that they look into my eyes and say, "Oh, I'm going to take you out today and not to lunch," you know? No. But men, what is it about my attitude? Yeah. Well, I'm not your mother that beat your ass out of line or your dad that used to whip on you or what the fuck ever. I had enough of my own pains. I don't need yours. You need to get it together. Pull your head out of your ass before you find somebody that's going to stick it back in there for you. I'm just saying, whatever. I'm saying what's on my mind and what was brought out in me, not something that I wake up and think, oh, I'm going to challenge all the men in the world and I'm infallible. No, it's not like that. I don't care. Hurt me if you want to, but I'm going to take a fucking chunk out of your soul before we're done. So, and you're going to be sorry before I get done because I don't stay down if you're capable of getting me down. Hmm. That's probably not. Yeah, I can box. I don't need to box when I can kick you in your fucking head with the flat of my foot, you know? Or do a aerial sweep in front of your face and then plant one, push your nose into your fucking skull. Yes, I can block things and do things at the same time. I'm ambidextrous like that. So. And very limber and very quick. You can just fuck off with your stupid infantile shit. Unless you're really a skilled warrior, you better just shut the fuck up. I'm not talking about, oh, I went to the dojo and I combated with my friends. Whatever. I don't operate like that. I don't challenge anybody unless I've been led into it. And then when I am, all bets are off. My kindness goes out the window with that, and my wanting to help somebody or care about them, that's fucking gone because of you. If I see it again, I'm going to hunt you down. Because if you do that to me, that tells me that's your persona in front of other women. And I don't care. Unless they're physically putting hands on you, you don't have that right. A man should lead in this world. And how are you doing that? Like I said, you brought this out in me. I don't wake up every morning just wanting to combat. Well, not most mornings. Mornings are real mornings for me. And I take life very serious. So, just with that said, and I'm going to put my hair up because it's freaking hot. It is, it's probably already 70 something out there today. Thought I was going to have my hair off my neck, but nope, too hot. Too hot, baby. Better run for shelter. Better run for shade. Shady fuckers. So, yeah, Doug and I were talking about that, um, and we started talking about people we know that have done stuff like that. And one time I seen Doug get hit in my house before I had moved in with here we were just friends a long time ago, and this piece of shit walked up to him, and Doug was sitting in my rocker and he smacked him. And Doug just sat there and he looked at him like, "Is that all you got?" And I thought, oh, if Doug grabs this dude, whew. And anyway, I grabbed the guy and jacked him out of my house. I don't put up with that shit. Get the fuck out. But a lot of times I seen a woman get hit so hard her baby hit the wall. Another time I seen a woman getting beat up and I took that big motherfucker and I pushed him into a wall and put him in a choke and told him if I hear of this again, I'm going to be back. And I went out to where they lived just to do that. That type of thing. There's more stories. Those are just a couple of some of the worst ones. So yeah, I don't really take it lightly. First time I went on the attack was wrestling, and I jumped up in the air as high as I could and came down in the middle of that pile of shit and took it out, the breath right out of it. It almost died right there that fucking second. I think, well, I don't know if I was 9. It was somewhere in between 9 and 12, and I wasn't a tiny person. I was lean, but I started out really skinny and I started out being malnutrition quite a bit. So then I started lifting weights when I was 9 and gymnastics and a lot of other things. So, like I said, I didn't have a choice. If you knew the shit I had been through, and I could tell you some things that'd blow your mind, but that's that's maybe for another day. But anyway, well, yeah. So it really wasn't even that I was pissed off that I didn't make any videos real long or anything for a couple days. It's just I just enjoying kicking back and not feeling obligated, although I know some people enjoy my spirit um, of rebellion because, yeah, I'm incorrigible. That's what I was told a long time ago. Gee, go figure, you can't encourage me. Huh? Wonder what that means. It's not so good it was on a report card when I was a little kid, but that kind of attests to the fact that I'm not controllable or you can't manipulate me. You might think you do, and you might have even wanted to hear me express my hatred towards you in that respect or that lack of respect that I have for those feelings that come out in men like that. So, and I don't go there first. I never attack first. I've been known to let people hit me first, and then I take care of myself. Always have, never had anybody, very seldom, stick up for me in any way. I think a couple people kind of sound like they are, but really to stick up for somebody, it actually is like a all in type of situation. It's like me against the dark cabal. It's not a part-time thing. It's like, um and I'm not complaining about this. I chose to combat the dark nature in people and not let them off the hook. And I'm not going to. Oh, by the way, I did run across that video that the lightning or the electricity was coming right at my head. I shared it in my community. It's not a joke. I was sitting by a wall with no electricity in it. There was no lightning that day, nothing. I was talking about the satanic agendas of transhumanism, and this shit come out. And it's not the first time, and people have seen orbs around me and stuff, and energy's a real thing, you know. I just wanted to show you some of the weird things that I go through in my life, you know, because I don't know why. It's just the way things are, I guess. But it's real. It appeared. You can see it plain as day. A bolt of lightning coming right at my head. Didn't hurt me, like went by me. When I first saw it out of the corner of my eye, it was like it was trying to kind of go around me. It reminds me when I was in this fire when my house burnt down. Um, and there was a backdraft, and I had stepped back into my closet, and it went like, whoof, the fire went around me and almost engulfed me. And I was able to get out of it, but it was like, whoa, what a trip. Ever seen Satan's face? Well, that wasn't the first time. Probably won't be the last, but yeah, I have. Some people think that spiritual warfare and spirits are like fictitious, or that they can't deal in the matter, the mater, the mother's material. Oh, yeah, they do, but they're going to pay for it. It's not free. They think that they can just, like, what? Play with people's feelings and emotions and bodies, and that you're just going to get away with it and nothing can be done about it. Well, here I am telling you, you're wrong. There's stronger things than you out there, and you're not it. I'm not it either, but I know it's protecting me. Even if I'm in a combat situation, it's not like somebody's there helping me, but the spirit that helps me will help me whip your ass. It always has. I can still jump and run and all those things. I challenge anybody. I'll race you up my driveway. It's an eighth of a mile, slight incline, you know. And then I wonder how people's endurance is. Really, you know. People thought it was funny. Oh, she can take it, or she's strong, or so what if she suffers? It's all for the good. She's a fucking blueprint, and no, do it for yourself. I am helping the righteous people in this world. Yes, absolutely. If I can borrow my strength to people that are worthy of that, I'm not talking down to you or talking bad to you at all. I'm talking to the people that would two things. Uh, take my nature out of context and think that there aren't any consequences for that because I'm baited into some shit. And that's one thing you don't want to do is try and bait a monster. But if you think there's nothing wrong with that and you want to play, we can play. Just a word to the wise, and this is not a joke. I can break a bone on you from an inch away. Does that sound like fun? Well, the last monster I broke didn't think it was so funny, but that's okay. I do. I got a great hatred for men that want to hurt women. I really do. Because I've been one of them. And like I said, I don't start anything ever first. Not even with my words. I am not out here to offend for any reason, not to look good in front of other people or to make people laugh at somebody's downfall or kicking them while they're down or none of that bullshit. And fighting a woman for a man, that's the same as kicking a man when they're down. Because your bones are thicker, your skin's three layers at least thicker, your girth is thicker. Typically your endurance and strength is more. So that's my hatred, and that's what I'm talking about today. And why I'm talking about it because people think it's funny to bring that out in me. Really? That's what, sport to you? I know a girl that got her eye knocked out of her fucking head, right out of her eye socket. Not that I wish I had been there to see that, but I wish I had been there to deal with the monster that did it to her, you know. Unfortunately, I wasn't. You know, these things aren't a joke. Just out of the blue one time, I was trying to call my adopted dad, and the first man I was married to took the phone and hit me in the jaw with it. Oh, did I think he was going to do that? Did I deserve that? Somehow, in your pea brain, broke my jaw. I hit it so hard it broke it over there. So, cracked some teeth. I had perfect teeth till that happened, and then I ended up having to have some taken out. I'd put a gold crown on one, and I was allergic to the gold, so then I can't have any kind of fake implants. Now I heard they have stuff that regrows like teeth and whatever. I don't know. And not that I trust anybody with any surgery anymore. They've almost killed me many times. So for various ways they tried to take me out, and I was saved, and it wasn't my own doing. I was incapacitated. I couldn't help myself, so but I wanted to speak on that today. If you don't want to be my friend, then you're going to be my enemy. There is no in between. So, all right, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Makes my heart sad, but my anger's there in place of the sorrow. I won't cry. I'll just build up the hatred that you're putting there and show no mercy when that time comes. So, peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA, right off the freeway. Easy to find. Shit, I'd even give you gas money to come and fight me if you hate women that bad. Have a good night or day, everybody.